Marriage in the Bible is far more than a partnership. It is a covenant designed by God Himself. From the very beginning of creation, marriage was never meant to be temporary, casual, or purely contractual. It was established by God as a sacred union, one that joins two lives into one shared purpose, one shared devotion, and one shared spiritual journey. The book of Genesis tells us, "A man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." This moment marks the first marriage, ordained by God before society, culture, or government existed. To become one flesh is not only physical, it is emotional unity, spiritual unity, a deep oneness of heart, calling, and direction. Jesus Himself reaffirms this truth when He says, "So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." With these words, Christ reveals the divine nature of marriage, something God joins together, not something humans merely arrange. So why is it important to be married in the church? First, because marriage is God's institution. It began with Him. A church wedding openly acknowledges that God is the author and foundation of the marriage. It places Him at the center not as a guest, but as the cornerstone. When a couple chooses to marry in the presence of God, they are declaring that their relationship is not built on feelings alone, but on faith. Second, marriage is a covenant made before God. Scripture tells us that God Himself is a witness to the vows we speak. These promises are not simply romantic words or legal statements. They are holy commitments made before the Lord. A covenant is different from a contract. A contract is based on performance and can be broken when terms are not met. But a covenant is built on faithfulness, sacrifice, and grace. It says, "I choose you," not just when it is easy, but for a lifetime. Third, marriage reflects Christ and the church. In Ephesians chapter 5, Scripture reveals that the love between husband and wife is meant to mirror Christ's sacrificial love for His bride. Christ loved the church so deeply that He gave Himself fully. Marriage, then, becomes a living testimony, a visible picture of devotion, humility, forgiveness, and unconditional love through marriage. The world catches a glimpse of God's love at work. Fourth, the church provides blessing, guidance, and spiritual covering. A church wedding invites prayer, not just on the wedding day, but for the years that follow. It surrounds the couple with a faith community committed to supporting, encouraging, and holding them accountable. Marriage is sacred. Marriage is holy. Marriage is God-designed. When God is placed at the center, love grows deeper, grace becomes stronger, and commitment becomes unshakable. A church wedding is not about tradition or ceremony alone. It is about honoring God, inviting His presence, and building a union rooted in faith.